Fresh Baked, we are back with an update on construction progress going on around the Disneyland Resort, and as you would expect, we're starting at the Pixar Pals parking structure. Now, you're watching this today, even though all of this is now already open, but I am just giving you this video because there are other things to look at. But since I recorded this on Saturday, the tram route that we're looking at now has opened. And as a matter of fact, when I was watching this, I'm like, hey, look at this guy. He's cleaning that bag check table right there as if he's getting ready to operate. That looked like, I'm like, he wouldn't be cleaning that thing, like, you know, buffing it out if he weren't ready to go. And sure enough, they were the next day. It was actually the next day that they opened the tram route. So they do have those walls up, and that's to obviously protect the areas where they're going to start doing more paving stones, etc. So, I mean, there is still work to be done, and we will be tracking that, but as of now, we are moments away from the actual opening of the parking structure, and the tram route is already open.
That's done.
So it's pretty exciting. And they've done a beautiful job. If you saw our post on that on the website, they've done a beautiful job as far as one could do for a parking structure. I mean, it looks great. There's the Pixar ball right there, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
How cute.
So the areas that we're looking at, everything to the left, they're still up for demo, and you can actually see, and we'll stop right here, you can see some markings on the ground, and those markings indicate buried where the buried power lines are. This is per Tustin. Again, thank you very much, Tustin, for helping us out. He's giving us some pointers on what to look for when we look at these construction videos, and he's advised that those markings are for the electrical lines that are buried underneath the ground. So, I mean, my guess is that those areas where you see the markings are subject to demo also. Because why would they mark them if they need to know where those lines are so they can probably connect them to future items that are going to be installed, electrical items, you know, light poles, that kind of thing that will be installed as they continue modifying this open area, the middle area between Pixar Pals and the Mickey and Friends parking structure. Now, I don't think they're going to demo the entirety of that area, but just probably, you know, enough to, well, they're going to have to redo those stones, and there's a closer look at the markings. They're going to have to redo those paving stones, I would think, to match the paving stones, or maybe not, I don't know. They don't necessarily have to match perfectly. But yeah, there's a close-up, and you can see some indicators there telling you how deep the lines are, 29 inches? Yeah, 29 inches there.
See on that where the white paint is probably going to be torn up to some extent.
And here again is the look. They've continued finishing this backstage area. Do a little welding back there.
They made Pixar trash cans.
And as we pull up and look over, I'm doing this to show you how these connect. I'm not sure if we ever really fully observed just how close these two parking structures are. There's some new themed trash cans. I mean, we've got trash cans. That's a sign that we're almost ready to open, right? Another thing that I've noticed all over the place in this new structure is one of those blue assistance,
yeah, there's that blue light right
I don't know,
there.
machines,
Assistance.
but those have intercoms where you can call security if you need assistance. And then there it is. That's where it connects.
Maybe.
Pixar Pals on the right, Mickey and Friends on the left, and that's my wife. My wife. There's a working escalator. You can tell it's working because those two guys are riding it. Way to go, guys. We should be able to see this next week, I hope. Pixar Ball. I think we should be able to see this next week. They had said end of the month, and we are nearly there. Pixar Ball. Pretty, right? That looks great. I don't know why I'm so impressed with the Pixar Ball, because we never had anything like that in any parking structure anywhere. It's just parking structure. Brick and concrete and paint, and that's it. Nothing, no character. At least we got some character now with this parking structure. There's the path. Took this shot because it shows that the bridge is at least functional to some extent. These guys are out there walking on it, therefore it is not... It's got to have some degree of safety, right? I don't know why I thought that was cool. Hit from across the street from the downtown Disney parking lot. There's the bridge again. Those boxes right there that you see on the ground, those, according to Tustin, are probably prefabbed things that they're going to, they're ready to be installed, likely on the bridge itself. Could be railings or something like that, something that might maybe support a roof for the bridge. Are they putting in a roof on this bridge, I wonder? That seems reasonable, right? They put a roof on top of the bridge that crosses Disney Way there, or no, Magic Way. So it's possible. Moving on, there's the rest of the bridge, and Dustin said it's likely that the concrete has already been poured for that bridge. I wondered if maybe they hadn't. The wood that we're seeing, which made me think that they hadn't, is there to hold maybe a temporary safety rail or something. So they haven't put in, or they're waiting to put that stuff in, but you still need a temporary safety rail for anybody trying to traverse that part of the bridge. And there is the middle section of the parking. It's likely that all of this, people have asked, you know, if it's coming back. Yes, I do believe so. I believe we're going to get all of this parking structure or parking lot back, although maybe not the trees, because the trees are still flagged with that red tape, suggesting that they are subject for removal, but they haven't yet. But then again, see, that tree right there has been sort of sectioned off, like they're trying to protect it. Keep away, that's saying stay away, right? Let's go to Emotional Whirlwind, where the Pixar Pals, what's it called again? The Pal Around didn't stop. It wasn't busy enough for it to stop, so I'm having to catch a lot of this stuff on the fly. Well, I think it stopped one time. But anyway, there you go. They're still testing. And we've seen or heard of tests just going for, you know, minutes at a time, nothing extensive. And as far as I know, before we talk about that, got some character designs added to the gondolas. We're still with the water dummies in the gondolas, so we're still testing. The testing has to go on for like 24 hours straight before they can, something like that, I think, before they can say it's fit for opening. So we may still be a little ways off. There may be something happening that's not testing out right, because as I mentioned, the tests that I've heard about have been quick. Rising up above, once again, Emotional Whirlwind. And there you can see those markings again, just like at Dumbo. They'll stand on top of those markings. They have numbers now, waiting to tell you which gondola to get into. Now check this out, right over there, you can't hardly see it in the right corner of your view. You can see seating areas, I think, because the concept art suggests that there's going to be areas for guests to sit. They're weird looking. They look like something you might find, you know, at Andy Warhol's house from the 60s, but we do believe that those are going to be areas to sit. As a matter of fact, doesn't that seating area there look a lot like the seating areas that we find or see from the photos at the Pixar Pals parking structure? Which makes sense that they might share some common thematic element. There's Disgust. Just random little inside-out characters appearing throughout the front of the attraction, and then Anger in the back. I just thought that they would be bigger. I don't know why. Maybe they are bigger as we get down on the ground in person. Because Jesse's so big. Maybe that's what it is. Because Jesse is big. Marvel Land. They're starting to cover this stuff up with scrim, which means we probably won't be able to see anything at all. We will, though, get to see, which is great, we will get to see them put the facades on. Like, we couldn't do that at Galaxy's Edge. We didn't get to see how the thing would look as they put it together. We only got to see the steel. So that's good. See all those, there's just lots of random dirt piles. You know what that means? You can see right here, there's a lot of caution tape. The yellow construction tape Dustin says that's probably to define areas that are there's trenches. So they're still in trench mode. And that's why we see new piles of dirt there also, obviously, because that's where they've been digging them up. Interesting. Also, by the way, look over here. Do you remember when they had those supports up? This was a gate that went backstage. They had supports up, but those were taken down. And the idea there is probably that they needed support because they had probably dug up around the gate, around the fence, in order to do the trench work that they were doing. And therefore, it was at risk of maybe falling down. You know, the earth there was to help support it standing up. They've probably filled in whatever it is that they dug up, and now it doesn't need, the gate doesn't need the support anymore. We'll move on. And that's actually kind of it back here. Still in dirt mode in this back half of Marvel Land Phase 1. Still in dirt mode here. So we're not going to be able to see much for a little bit, I think. I can't, you know, the view here is going to be pretty great when we do go vertical for things like the brewery. And maybe even Doctor Strange's house. If we do get that house on Bleecker Street, that's the good news, is that nothing's happening right now, but there will be a view of those places in the future, I hope. And we'll end with these views of the Spider-Man attraction from the ground. Nothing much to report here. Standing by, waiting to see how this develops. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. Fresh bite! We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh baked!